Hey there, fellow dirt enthusiasts. Mike Rowe here. Today, we're diving into the world of vegetable gardening. Trust me, it's not as dirty as some of the jobs I've done, but it's just as rewarding. There's something magical about planting a tiny seed and watching it grow into food you can actually eat. Starting your own vegetable garden is easier than you might think. You don't need a green thumb or a degree in horticulture. All you need is a little space, some basic tools, and a willingness to get your hands dirty. The best part? You'll be amazed at how much money you can save on groceries. Plus, there's nothing quite like the taste of a tomato you've grown yourself. Gardening is great exercise. It gets you outside in the fresh air, and it's a fantastic stress reliever. So are you ready to start your own vegetable garden? Great. In this guide, we'll walk you through everything you need to know, so grab your gloves and let's dig in. Alright folks, let's talk about tilling. Now I know what you're thinking, Mike, tilling sounds like hard work. Well, you're not wrong, but it's also not as tough as you might think. Think of it as giving your soil a good massage. You're loosening it up, getting rid of any compaction, and creating a nice, fluffy bed for your plants to grow in. To start tilling, you'll need a few tools. A garden fork or a tiller will do the trick. If you've got a small garden, a fork is all you need. For larger areas, a tiller can save you some backache. Don't have either? No problem. You can rent a tiller from most hardware stores. The secret to successful tilling timing. You want to till when the soil is moist, but not soaking wet. Start at one end of your garden and work your way across, breaking up the soil to a depth of about 8 to 12 inches. As you till, remove any rocks, roots, or debris you come across. It's like a treasure hunt, except instead of gold, you're finding, well, rocks. But hey, those rocks could make a nice border for your garden, see? Everything has a purpose. Happy tilling. Now that we've got our soil all fluffed up, it's time to talk about fertilizer. Think of fertilizer as a multivitamin for your garden. It's packed with all the nutrients your plants need to grow big and strong. But just like with vitamins, more isn't always better. You want to find the right balance. So, what kind of fertilizer should you use? Well, that depends on your soil. The best way to know what your soil needs is to get it tested. Your local extension office can help with that. But if you're itching to get started, a good all-purpose organic fertilizer is usually a safe bet. When it comes to applying fertilizer, think of it like seasoning a steak. You want to spread it evenly, but not too thick. A good rule of thumb is to use about 2 to 3 pounds of fertilizer per 100 square feet of garden. Now, here's a little secret. Compost is like nature's fertilizer. If you've got a compost bin, mix some of that black gold into your soil too. It's packed with nutrients and helps improve soil structure. Plus, it's a great way to recycle kitchen scraps. Talk about a win-win situation. Alright, green thumbs in training. It's time for the fun part, planting. You've got two options here, seeds or seedlings. Seeds are cheaper and give you more variety but take longer. Seedlings are more expensive but you'll see results faster. Give your garden a good watering. Happy planting. Section 5. Nurturing your garden, water and sunlight. Plants need food, water, and sunlight to thrive. Water consistently, keeping soil moist but not waterlogged. Water early morning or late afternoon to prevent evaporation. Water at the base to avoid fungal diseases. Most vegetables need 6 hours of direct sunlight daily. Some veggies, like lettuce, prefer partial shade in hot weather. Keep your plants happy with the right amount of water and sunlight. Section 6. Keeping plants healthy, disease prevention. Now I know what you're thinking. Mike, all this gardening stuff sounds great, but what about plant diseases? Well, my friends, the best defense is a good offense. Preventing diseases is a lot easier than treating them. It's like washing your hands to avoid catching a cold. First things first, keep your garden clean. Remove any dead leaves or debris regularly. These can harbor pests and diseases. Also, make sure you're not overcrowding your plants. They need room to breathe. Good air circulation helps prevent fungal diseases. Watering practices can make a big difference too. Remember when we talked about watering at the base of the plants? That's not just about efficiency. It also helps prevent fungal diseases that thrive in wet conditions. And try to water in the morning so the leaves have time to dry before nightfall. Crop rotation is another great disease prevention technique. Don't plant the same type of vegetable in the same spot year after year. This helps prevent soil-borne diseases from building up. And if you do spot a diseased plant, don't hesitate to remove it. It's better to lose one plant than risk infecting your whole garden. Think of it as quarantining a sick plant to protect the healthy ones. Keep your garden clean and your plants spaced out. Happy gardening. Section 7, Battling the Weeds, Effective Techniques. Alright folks, it's time to talk about everyone's least favorite part of gardening: weeding. I know, it's not the most glamorous job, but trust me, keeping those weeds in check is crucial for a healthy garden. The key to effective weeding is to catch them early. Don't wait until they're towering over your vegetables. Get out there regularly and pull those little suckers as soon as you see them. And here's a pro tip: weed after it rains. The soil is softer, making it easier to pull weeds out by the roots. Now let's talk tools. For small weeds, your hands are often the best tool. Get in there and pull them out, roots and all. For bigger weeds or tougher soil, a hand trowel or a hoe can be a real backsaver. And if you're dealing with weeds between rows, try a long-handled hoe. But here's the thing about weeding: it's not just about removing the weeds, it's also about preventing them from coming back. Mulching is a great way to do this. Spread a layer of organic mulch around your plants. Not only does it help prevent weeds, but it also helps retain moisture and regulate soil temperature. Every time you pull a weed, you're making room for your vegetables to thrive. Happy weeding! Section 8, Reaping the Rewards, Your Garden Journey. Well folks, we've come to the end of our gardening journey, but for you, this is just the beginning. You've tilled, planted, watered, and weeded. Now comes the best part: harvesting your very own homegrown vegetables. There's nothing quite like the feeling of picking that first ripe tomato, or pulling up a carrot you've grown from seed. Remember, gardening is a journey, not a destination. There will be successes and failures along the way. As you tend to your garden, you'll start to notice changes, not just in your plants, but in yourself too. You might find yourself more in tune with the seasons, more patient, more appreciative of the little miracles that happen every day in nature. So, my fellow gardeners, as you embark on this new adventure, remember to enjoy the process. Celebrate every sprout, every flower, every tiny vegetable. Share your bounty with friends and family. Experiment with new recipes. And most importantly, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. After all, that's where the magic happens. Happy gardening, everyone!